Hi Sugar Snaps. Today I want to do a alum and cream of tartar mordant bath with you on wool fiber. So I have wool fiber that has been already scoured, and if you want to see that video, check up here, the little eye in the circle, you'll find that video there. So to mordant your fiber, you'll need a couple tools. I have a pot of water here, a stirring fork, or you can use a stirring spoon, a jar and tablespoon to mix the mordants in some water before you pour it in your pot, a cup with some water in it to do the mixing, cream of tartar, alum, a electric scale, my meat thermometer. This has a probe that I can stick into the pot to measure the heat, and I like this one because it I can set it that an alarm will go off when it reaches the heat that I set it to. So I like that I can walk away and it measures the heat for me and lets me know when it reaches the desired temperature. I also have a pair of gloves and a face mask and a Ziploc bag. And the reason I have the gloves and the face mask is that I don't want to breathe the alum, and so I wear these when working with the alum in order to protect my lungs and my skin. And the Ziploc bag is for storing the mordanted fiber in the fridge until you're ready to do your dyeing. So once it's cool, you'll put it into a Ziploc bag. So for now, I'm going to set these things aside, and to calculate the amount of alum and cream of tartar you'll need, you'll want to know the weight of your fiber when it's dry. So before you scour your fiber, you need to know how much weight it is. So I have noted down here that this is 4 ounces of wool yarn, and so I'm going to calculate the amount of alum and cream of tartar I need based on 4 ounces. So the amount of alum you want is 10% of the weight of fiber. So the amount of fiber that you're using, so in my case that's 4 ounces. So you'll want, the calculation you'll do is 4, or your amount of fiber, times 0.1. And that gets me 0.4 ounces of alum. And for cream of tartar, you want 7% of the weight of fiber. So 4 times 0.07, and that gets me 0.3 rounded up, 0.3 ounces of cream of tartar. So to measure that out, I'm going to take my electric scale, set it here in front of me and turn it on. And I'm going to use this jar that I only use for dyeing on my scale, tare it so that it shows 0, it doesn't weigh the jar. And I'm going to put my gloves and my mask on in order to work with the alum. Okay, so again, I'm measuring out 0.4 ounces of alum. So I'm going to use my scoop, come in here, scoop it into my jar carefully until I reach 0.4, and that's actually 0.6. So I'm going to come in and dump out a little bit and get it to 0.4. Okay, so now I'm at 0.4, and then I'll be adding 0.3 ounces of cream of tartar. So I'll tare my scale again so that it's at 0. And then I'll add 0.3 ounces of cream of tartar. And I'll do this slowly. Okay, and then when you get to that measurement, close up your alum and your cream of tartar, set that aside and set your scale aside, turn it off. Okay, and I made a little bit of a mess, so I'll clean up later. Okay, so now take your measuring cup of water, measuring cup of water, and we're gonna pour some into the jar with the mordant. Just enough to submerge it and have some room to move. And then I'm gonna use this measuring spoon to stir it up. Get that first layer in and then pour in some more water. And I want to dissolve the alum and the cream of tartar in this water. So I'm stirring until all the particles have dissolved. And then this is going to go into my pot of water. So if you don't have a pot of water, fill one up enough that you can easily cover the amount of fiber that you're putting into the pot and still have room for it to move around. So that looks nice and combined. So I'll bring this pot over here, open it up, and pour in the mordant. And if you have the drags at the bottom, if you have more mordant in there, go ahead and dip in some more water and swish it around and wash that into the pot. Okay, so now give it a stir to catch any excess bits of the alum that haven't disintegrated yet into the water or dissolved into the water. And make sure the mordant is stirred evenly through your pot. And then you're going to add in your fiber. And one way to add in fiber, especially when you're using skeins of yarn so that it's easy to grab and it keeps them organized, is to put on a ring that will clip on here that you can lift out once this is done. But I'm just gonna put these in like this. So just gently drop these in to the bath and give it a stir. And then put the lid on. Now, I'm gonna take off my gloves and mask because I'm done using the alum for the moment. Now this is going to set on a stove at medium heat until it reaches 180 degrees. And I'll use my meat probe to test that and let me know when that happens by setting the timer. If you don't have a thermometer, then you bring it to a heat where it's just before simmering. So if it goes to a simmer, lower the heat and hold it at that heat. Once it's reached 180 degrees or just below simmering, hold that heat for an hour. And you just leave it on the stove, stir it every 10 to 15 minutes so that you're making sure the alum or the mordant attaches to all the surface of the yarn, and allow that to sit for an hour. I have a pot here of mordanted fiber, and I'll show you the process of setting it aside once it's been mordanted. So I put my gloves on and I'm going to lift out a skein of yarn. And I let this sit until it's cool enough to handle with my hands. And I'm gonna lift a skein out and squeeze out the water. And then allow these to cool to room temperature, and then you can wind them up so that they're tidy and stick them in your Ziploc bag. And now you can store this in the fridge for up to a week in order to natural dye over the course of the week or over a course of a couple days. And you have a stash of mordanted fiber to do dye testing on. Thanks so much for watching how to mordant your wool fiber. I hope you found this helpful. Subscribe below if you want more natural dyeing, basket weaving, and spinning and other fiber art videos. And check out my website, textileindie.com, where I share more resources and tutorials on those topics. Thanks for watching.